Good morning. Thank you for coming back to my channel. And today's Inspirational Invitational episode 7. Today's guest is William Pullen. He's a running therapist, and I met him recently at the Running Awards. So, William, welcome to the channel. How are you?
Good, thank you very much. I'm very well. It's nice to be here.
And yeah, I was hoping you wouldn't mind talking to my viewers about yourself and a bit of your background in running, and tell us about what you do now.
Sure. So I'm a running therapist, and we met at the Running Awards, where I won an award for Running Book of the Year, as you know. So I'm an author, I'm an app developer, but first and foremost, I'm a psychotherapist that uses running as part of his psychotherapeutic approach.
Okay, and obviously that's all to do with helping people with their mental health and self-esteem, isn't it? Talk to us a bit about that.
Well, it comes from the approach comes from my own personal experience, noticing how well running works. I was running with friends at a difficult time in my life with a friend, and I noticed how it helped me to share, it helped me to talk, it helped me to get in touch with feelings, it helped me to work through feelings. It helped me in so many different ways. It empowered me. I felt at a time in my life where I was depressed and I felt like I couldn't get anything done, as one does when one's depressed. It was a theatre, a place, a stage where I could get one thing done. I could get from A to B. And I made sure A to B was nice and short. It started off in 50-meter lengths, and in time it stretched out until something like 2 years later I did the French marathon, Paris Marathon.
And the Paris Marathon, what a phenomenal experience that must have been.
Oh my God, it really was. I mean, I know many of your listeners will have done dozens of marathons each. I've only done the one. It was a real struggle for me because I got bad knees. But I'll never forget I was coming from a pretty crap place, and I was a smoker and drinker and all the rest. So to suddenly, that's your big day, right? Your first marathon, you've trained for it. It's your great moment. It's one of the great moments in life. It was for me anyway. And I remember them playing Eye of the Tiger, Rocky, on the Champs-Élysées, and just thinking, I mean, just literally welling up with excitement. In fact, I'm choking just remembering it. Yeah, it's a great day.
Yeah, and I think everybody on their first marathon will know exactly that experience that you're talking about, and the feeling that you get. And obviously that for you was the culmination of coming from a very dark place to a very positive place. And that's what you help people do now, isn't it?
That's exactly it. Yeah. I'm what's the expression they say in America? Pass it on, sharing it on, send it on. I don't know. Whatever it is, I've made it into my work. I'm lucky in a way, really, because I get to do something that I'm passionate about. So, I mean, you can't ask for better than that, right?
And I've got through chapter 1 of your book in the short time I've had available to look at it. But from what I work out, the theory that you have is that running with people and moving with people, going on that journey together, allows people to open up and talk about their feelings and their issues a lot more.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, I think that anybody who's been on a road trip knows that feeling of that strange intimacy, even with some stranger on a coach next to you, who you tell all your secrets to. There's something about going from one place to another. It's something mythological about journeys that get us talking and sharing. And I'm sure there are plenty of people who, of your listeners, who walk and talk and run and talk and know from first-hand experience that it really helped. And the other thing I would say is this: is that, and tell me if you recognize this, but I think there's something profoundly creative in the act of running. I don't know why it is, but I set out on a run one morning and I'm loaded up with stress and questions about what decision, what direction I should take with some project or something. And by the end of the run, without even thinking over this subject, I suddenly have the answer. I suddenly feel confident that I have the answer and it's the correct answer. So, you know what I'm talking about? Has that happened to you?
Yeah, absolutely. So in the past, I've personally suffered with some work-related stress issues, and I always found that I'd come home very stressed out, very pent up, and thinking about all the problems of my day. I'd go out on a run, often with a friend. I'd talk it through, and by the end of the run, you feel 100% better and ready to go again. Really.
Yeah. No, it's a miracle, and that was my understanding. I was like, why not include the body? How can we really separate the mind-body separation? Is in a way is a break in man's soul. It's a break in the fabric of the human experiences. Man experiences the world with his body as certainly as much as his mind or his heart. Or her mind or heart. And so I felt not only did it bring a more complete experience into the therapeutic relationship, but on top of that, it was somewhere where it could be utilized in all the ways I've spoken about. Everything from making people who aren't feeling confident feel more confident, making people who feel stuck in depression more unstuck or less stuck. I mean, it offers so much, and I think you'll know. My guess is you've spoken to many of your listeners, and many of them describe regulating their own emotions using running. Is that the case?
Yeah, I think so. Lots of people use running for different reasons, don't they? But I think anybody suffering with any form of depression, self-esteem, mental health issue, running awakens within you I suppose the hormones and just the feelings that make you feel more positive and feel better.
Yeah.
I don't know, do you go to park run much?
I've never been to one. I've always wanted to go. I don't know why I've never been to one. But I must go one day. I've been in touch with the guys that either run it or set it up, or I know them from Twitter. But no, I really want to do one. I can't find out when it's. If I'm absolutely honest, every time I go to the Park Run website and try to work out when the run is in Hyde Park here in London, I can't work out. It doesn't seem to be working. The website, which can't be true. Tens of thousands of people are using it at any one moment. So I don't know. I'm not a great tech guy.
No, fair enough. Well, it's 9 a.m. every Saturday, but I go to my local one, and I find within the community that I see on a weekly basis, always, it may not be a mental health condition, but they've certainly got their own struggles in life, and they're dealing with it through running, and just by getting out with other people, talking about it, moving as you described, that I think they do come away from their Saturday morning feeling a lot better, and then they have a good weekend, a good way to start it all off.
Yeah. So is that just you, or do you notice that a lot of the park run runners are striking up conversations with strangers about any topic as well as mental health, or do most people just talk to a friend they've brought, or do most people run quietly?
Well, I think the people that know each other will have conversations, other than mental health. But there's people that come along that they've come for the first time. Maybe it's their first run, or they don't know anybody there, or maybe they've just travelling through the town, and they're a regular park runner at their own event, and they're just travelling through my town this week. So they chat to people and go and having a chat. I think it sets people up in a real positive mindset, for the rest of their weekend, and hopefully helps recharge them for work on Monday morning.
Well, listen, if any of the tech genius listeners amongst your listeners can work out where in Hyde Park, I know it's Saturday, I know it's 9 a.m., but Hyde Park's a big place. Hyde Park, London, and I actually have come to the conclusion that actually they probably don't do one in Hyde Park. But even then, there must be one somewhere near to Hyde Park, Green Park, St James's Park, some park in the central part of London, I would have thought. So if anybody can work that out, will they screen grab it and send it to me on Twitter or something? I'm at Pullen Therapy on Twitter. Just, if you're a runner, follow me. I'll follow you back and help me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Run, get in touch. I'll run with you.
And I was going to say, you know, obviously people have got questions for you about mental health or running and running therapy. I was going to ask, how can they reach you? What's the best way?
They can go to my website, dynamicrunningtherapy.com. There they can see an email address of mine. They can follow me on Instagram, d_runningtherapy, or on Twitter, at Pullen Therapy, Pullen, Pullen. Any of those should work. Okay,
fantastic. And speaking of questions, we do have a couple that have come in from the live chat here. So, Lady of William, how do you cope if you're injured and you can't run? How do you stay positive?
Okay, so I guess she's not asking me, or you're not asking me about working as a therapist and I'm injured, I guess. How do I cope? She means how do you self-regulate as a runner when you can't run and you end up, you know, depressed? And I guess the answer is, I don't know. It's different for everybody, right? You've got to find what works for you. Take up yoga, take up volunteer. You know, if you end up in a real pickle, you've got to try anything and everything. If you end up depressed and anxious, just try something. Try volunteering. Try work your way through a cookbook. I don't know. Just mix it up and keep on trying things, and you'll find something sooner or later. Because the transition, the growth is in the trying. It's not the thing that you discover. There are a whole host of things that you could discover that will work. But as much as anything, it's the decision that you've made and the activity of trying those different things that is the curing, healing, living. We're designed to live, you know, and when we get stuck and we're injured and we can't move, I think not moving is not good for us. So just move with your mind, move with your body, move with your spirit. Join a choir, move with your voice, but get something going. Express yourself.
Okay, thank you for that one. And I've got another question from the running guru. Asks, is running the best way to deal with mental illness?
Again, you know, it's different for everybody, right? For a start, it depends what kind of mental illness you've got. It depends where you are in the stage. You know, for instance, if it's early days of depression, it's very, very hard to get off the sofa and start running. That's really, really tough. So I wouldn't want to put that expectation out there. It took me a long time to get my act together, and I have my doctor and some pharmaceuticals to help expedite that journey for me, which may not be a preference for other people. But I would say, the reason I wrote the book, I would say that running is got to be up there with the best of them, because it's cheap, i.e. free. You can do it anywhere, you do it anytime, and it works. Not for everybody, not all the time. You know, there are no absolutes in this world, but generally speaking, it's gonna help 9 out of 10 people.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much. And obviously, William's book is called Run for Your Life, Mindful Running for a Happy Life. That's available on Amazon, which I've put in the description below this video. I've put links to Amazon where you can buy that. And it's on paperback and Kindle, isn't it?
That's right.
And I think audiobook as well.
Yep.
Yeah, so if anybody is interested in hearing more, have a look at the description and you can link straight through to the book. And yeah, I know you're a bit strapped for time, William, so thank you very much for coming on. Is there anything you just want to add before we wrap it up?
There's a couple of things I'd like to add, if I may. One of them is that the book is more than just about sight. It has therapeutic programs for things like depression, for anxiety, for anger, and you follow those programs and it helps you. But it also has mindful running, mindful walking. It has programs for running with friends and children, and something called empathy runs, which helps you connect and bond with people who are maybe, you know, who you're struggling to get through to and communicate, maybe some friend you're having troubles with. Programs for running with your kids. So the book has a lot more than just the therapy programs. And then finally, I'd like to add this, that, you know, my journey was, it remains a difficult one, of course, at times, like everybody's. But the most important thing that I've learned and that I've built my career upon is the idea that if you take that first step, if you can get just that one off the sofa, get that one going, and add another one to it tomorrow, it doesn't matter, it's only 2 steps. The next day it'll be 3, and one day it'll be however many it takes to run a marathon, which I want you to try and guesstimate off the top of your head. What's your guess?
What, how many steps?
How many steps are there in 26 miles?
Okay, well, I did the London Marathon the other week, and I think by the end of the day, my Garmin said 55,000 steps. So if we were to say 50,000 of those must have been the marathon, that would be my best guess.
There we go. Nice round number. Okay, so start off 1 today, 2 tomorrow. Maybe you double it every day. 2 tomorrow, 4 the next day, 8. You know when you do the doubling game, it quickly gets pretty big. I reckon. Anyway, just add incremental. Don't double it every day. That's insane. Just slowly move along. It's not about how far you go. It's about just involving yourself in your own growth and noticing what you feel, and just showing up for yourself as best you can. And on days if you can't, take it easy, you know. But ultimately, just keep moving.
Okay, and Lady of Bucks has just commented back to thank you for your answer. She said, yes, she can't run at the moment and it is depressing. So she is obviously going to try and do some of what you've said, hopefully. Okay. Right. Well, thank you very much for coming on, William. And I hope you've enjoyed having this chat. And, you know, I'll obviously be following you on Twitter and keeping up with what you're doing. And yeah, thank you very much to everybody that's watched the live stream. And also, if you are watching this afterwards on Watchback and you've got any questions, please contact William on the methods that he said a few minutes ago.
Yes, and congratulations on that running award I see back there.
Yeah, thank you very much. I picked up the bronze award in the best personal blog category. I know you picked up the gold award in the best book category. So congratulations to you too.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a great weekend. I'll speak to you later.
Okay, and thanks very much everybody for watching. And if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, please do so. If you hit the bell notification, you will get a notification every time I go live with an interview like this. And I'll see you on the next one.